Alright, hello? I think we're good. Hello. Yeah, it does look like I'm live. Alright, cool. No issues, and last time I think I had, like, a problem or two with that. Hello, how is everyone doing? Let me leave that the way it was. I'm not sure you're still here. Did I say everything I wanted to say? I'm sorry, I'm a terrible streamer. Hello. Yeah, I did watch the trailer. I'm gonna put it on in a second anyway for anyone watching who did not see it. But I do agree, it looks very solid. Like, the colors and everything. I really like the new blue they're going for with this Halloween event. The cosmetics, like, every single one of the cosmetics. Oh, wait, I forgot to... Like, ping my Discord server. As I was saying, though, every one of the cosmetics looks cool. Like, the Bladed Xenomorph, obviously, is great. The Night cosmetic's sick. I really hope that, like I said, I think the other cosmetic is for a good killer, because if we get that and it's like a shitty killer, I'm gonna be upset, because it looks so cool. Everyone... Okay, cool. Ping the Discord server. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on now, because we have about 10 minutes before the Haunted by Daylight stream actually starts. But it won't probably, like, kick off until 2. There we go. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on. Stop the music. I can close this. Let me pull up the chat on my phone, so I can still see it. Give me just a moment. Should not take that long. Okay, edit, chat filter, all messages. Alright, now I'm good. Now I just need to switch it over. There we go. Everyone should see my screen. I'm going to go full. Let me know if the audio on the video is too loud or I'm too loud, but I'm going to go ahead and play this. For anyone who hasn't seen this trailer, I suggest you go and watch it on your own quick and then come back, because I probably will be talking over this. But, I mean, like I said, this skin looks so cool. Just already, that skin looks so good. I really hope it's for a good killer. It's probably unrealistic, but that as a Wraith skin would be insane for me personally, because I love Wraith. I love playing as him. He's genuinely like an S tier killer for me. Anyway, show him moving. That is so far. I mean, that just might be the best part of the trailer for me. And even the Survivor cosmetics look so good, dude. Even Hattie's up. It just looks... They did an amazing job already. I am so excited for the stream just because of how great of a job they did on this. This cosmetic is way too good for Night. I don't care. That cosmetic is genuinely so cool. It does not fit. It does not fit Night. Like, obviously thematically it does, but he doesn't deserve cosmetics this good. Like, come on. It looks so good.
Yet within it lies the potential to be rewarded.
Not a bad cosmetic. I won't use it though because I only play Steve. So all the Survivor cosmetics are pretty much useless to me. I only play Steve. The exclusive weapons and shirts and stuff, they do look cool. That cosmetic looks so good. He doesn't deserve it. And of course, the Blighted Xenomorph. The face looks so cool in my opinion. I really like both of the Blighted skins. They both look really good. Yoichi one is pretty good for a Blighted Survivor, I must say. I like the pack. I wonder if that, hold on, I want to go back, I want to analyze this for a second, because I'm curious, is this just a trailer thing to make it look cool? Or is that going to be like an actual part of the event? Because it looks like a portal almost. Is a thing I'm really curious about. Is it... I really don't know how that's going to work. They might explain it or might have to wait until... I think it's the 18th is the day the event actually starts in game. But that looks like a portal. So I'm really interested to see if they go into that more. I don't know what that would be. Like, if that's an actual portal, would you go into it? Would it teleport you somewhere else on the map? Oh yeah, this part, by the way, best part of the entire video. I take it back.
This is your time to shine.
I cannot believe we got Naughty Bear in this game finally. Like, fully. I have had that charm on ever since, like, the 5th anniversary when it came in. I've been wanting a Naughty Bear skin for so long. Kinda sucks that it has to be for Trapper. Even though it makes sense, I just don't like Trapper all that much. Alright, so I'm just gonna... This is the trailer, by the way, for those new to the stream. The actual live stream is in 3 minutes. Probably technically still like 9. They're just gonna start early. I'm just gonna run this in the background. Here, let me read what you said in chat. Hope it's part of the event. Would be so sick and unique. Like an alternate version of sorts, like the Upside Down. That could be really cool. I'm not sure... Realistically, though, I'm not sure they'd do that. Because that would involve making an entire, like, alternate realm for each map. And I don't think Behavior would do that. They could do kind of like what Freddy's Nightmare does. And instead of just making it completely from scratch, they just add like a visual effect and some fog and stuff. So they could do that. One of my ideas I had though is like if it's a portal, it could just be teleporting to somewhere else on the map. Right. Hello Sonic the Coolest, how are you? What do you think that thing in the start of the trailer is? Hold on. Like this? Because if you're talking about this is a skin. We don't know who for, but this is absolutely a skin. I don't know who it would be for. I think I saw someone on Twitter say it would be a night skin. But considering we have... Let me go ahead to the jack-o'-lantern right here. That's a skin for night, obviously. So I don't think they'd give 2, like, high-quality skins to one killer. So it probably isn't night. I know it's a skin for a killer. Probably an original. I just don't know who. One of my main theories is Wraith, solely because I just like Wraith, but... I just feel like the surprise might be related to Stranger Things. See, it might be, and I do kind of understand that vibe. But my only problem with that, though, is like a few months ago, still at this point, Matthew Cote was on an interview and said just pretty much straight up he couldn't get into contact with Netflix. And since chapters take a full year to actually come to be, that probably... Stranger Things Part 2 isn't really a chance, in my opinion, until at least the 8th anniversary. Looks like a guard skin. So I think it's Wraith. I really hope Wraith. Because I really enjoy playing Wraith. I'm not sure how many people agree. He is super fun to play. In my opinion, still super fun to go against. Unless they're hit and run, obviously. But... Don't they stream on Twitch to earn trip? Yes, they do. I'm just going to watch it on YouTube because it's my platform. And I did watch the King's interview with Matthew Cote, and it was very interesting. He didn't give, like, any theory... Oh, sorry. Any, like, answers that I thought would be worthy making a theory video on. So I didn't really bother with that, but he did give some interesting answers. I advise anyone who's interested, go check that out. He answered some stuff like, no to ever a Dead by Daylight TV show. No to adding like more cosmetics. And I don't remember much of it, but he did give a lot of interesting answers. What's your tips for Wraith? Ooh. Honestly, I just kind of have fun with it. His add-ons allow for like such unique play. You can play him so many different ways. Normally what I do personally is I run a like reappearance add-on and then a speed add-on. because that allows pretty much as soon as you... Oh, nice. All right. As soon as you're in chase, you can hit the survivor and then recloak, and you can speed up to them fast, uncloak fast, and get that other hit, whether it be they're just out in the open and you lunge at them straight up, or they're at a loop so you can uncloak fast, maybe quicker than they're expecting, and you need to try and mind game where they're going, 50-50 at the pout to try and hit them. I'm not sure. Maybe I could go more in depth if you want. I'm not great at giving tips and stuff, but I could try my best. Well, there was a bunch of other chat messages. I don't think that's a skin, more like a decoration. I really don't think so. See, I might agree with you, but the amount they're hyping that design up, there's no chance it's just a decoration. That's absolutely a skin. Hello, Jojo. How are you? I wonder if that cool-looking creature in the first few seconds might be a new ability. It could actually. Maybe it's like... I think in the old Halloween event, you could earn, like, points and deposit them into rifts. Maybe he's, instead of a skin, he's some sort of, like, NPC, almost. A character you can interact with. How would that work, though? Would he just replace the portal and you give, like, points to him you could earn various ways? Could you... That's actually a really interesting idea. I do think it's a skin, but it could honestly be like an NPC or something like that. Because we really haven't seen that before, but we do have AI. Like, we do have the Nemesis bots, the Survivor AI bots. Behavior doesn't do anything if they just want to release already existed content. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but my wish for Chapter 30 is Pennywise, Springtrap, even though he deserves to have at least a map in Stranger Things. Of course, I agree with pretty much all of those. I'd have to think on it for a bit more, but that might honestly be my top 3. Probably Springtrap at number 1, and then Stranger Things, and then Pennywise. I don't think Stranger Things will happen this chapter just because of the Matthew Cote interview I mentioned earlier. I don't think it's a possibility until at least the 8th Annie. But they could surprise us, you never know. Though actually, no, because this chapter is going to be a killer paragraph. So I don't think Stranger Things is possible at all for Chapter 30. Because I would argue that survivors like Eddie or Hopper are genuinely more hyped than Vecna himself. Which is a rare occurrence, but I don't think they would even remotely consider just doing a paragraph return for Stranger Things Part 2. But I do hope it comes in at some point. Here we'll get Stranger Things, and Until Dawn we can expect a... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would absolutely do a bunch of new survivors if they got something like Stranger Things. So just for that reason alone, I don't think it's possible for this chapter specifically at all. You know, you realize I watched the 2016 It the other day and I was not impressed. That is completely fair. I do enjoy it. I think it's a good movie overall. But I mean, there are way better horror movies, just to be blunt. There are. But I still find it enjoyable. And Pennywise is still, like, just a really cool character outside of that. Like, the actor does a good job. Stephen King, like, did a good job of writing him that entire story. It's still cool, but it's absolutely not for everyone. And I didn't enjoy it that much, but it was still good. There was a second interview where they mentioned that there was a license that was really interesting. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. That person is completely right. They straight up said that they have made a deal before, a signed deal for a license that was supposed to come into the game, and it hasn't come in yet. So I'm wondering, did that completely fall through? Or did that license, like, just postpone? Starts in 5 seconds, so I'm going to shut up, but I don't know. It could also just be licensed cosmetics instead of a full chapter. Alright. Are they just going to start with the trailer? Okay, then I have 2 more minutes, cool. The reason why I think it is the abilities mainly from the Tone 17 video, where there was multiple of them. Like do you mean the character that was at the beginning here? Were they in the tome? Because I don't remember that. To be honest, I don't look at the tome, so that's completely feasible.
Survivors into a new layer of terror.
Yeah, I am pretty confident it was a chapter 2, but it is a possibility that it was a licensed like cosmetic collection. If it was a chapter though, who would it be? Like I'm kind of asking you all cuz I'm not sure. Who do you think would be like maybe a license holder that they'd have a signed deal with, but they'd kind of back out? I'm trying to think. Maybe it could be. I don't mean to just like talk about FNAF and Dead by Daylight every time. It could be that maybe Scott postponed it to a later time. I don't know. I don't think that whoever did this, like whichever chapter this was supposed to be, I don't think that they straight up signed a deal and then said no, and it's never coming in the game. What I think happened is a deal signed, it's coming in the game, they just postponed it by like a year or something. Yes, with the one from the first few seconds. Interesting. I don't remember them at all in that tone video. I don't know why I keep saying that. I didn't. Oh, it's starting. Okay, I'm gonna shut up a bit now. I am very excited for this. I don't think they will reveal the chapter, but they could. They could very easily do it today. There's how many eyes? Gee, oh, 7th. Yeah, they could do it today. They would not suffer at all. If they reveal it early, let me pause it just for a quick second. They did reveal the alien chapter early. If they ever reveal this chapter early, it's got to be today. There's no way they do it. Let me just resume, because they're just doing introductions. But if chapter 30 is revealed before the PTB, I can guarantee it will be today. It won't be like a week before like Alien was. It's either the PTB day or today. Please don't be against me and don't say that Candyman iconic, because in Europe he's definitely not. That is fair. Like, different areas can 100% like impact how you feel about whether or not a character is iconic. I'm trying not to talk over them too much, but they are just introducing the stream. I'm not even sure if I'd call Candyman iconic over here. I don't know. He's definitely big. That is like something good to debate. Would they qualify behavior? Would behavior qualify Candyman as iconic? Because that's what it boils down to. It doesn't matter what we think. This is like what behavior thinks is iconic. It could have been Predator due to Skull Merchant. That is possible. But he also did say that there's never been a killer power repurposed for another killer. He did also explicitly say that, so that's pretty much debunked.
Talk today during our stream and for other streams to come.
Yes, we do plan. We said it at the anniversary show, and we do plan to do a lot more of these.
And if you've got any news on Stranger Things, he had to inform his guys before he can talk.
Look for us to be back here on the couch.
I do think he said that, but I don't remember exactly what it was. There was an interview with someone else, not the King, where he explicitly said he could not get into contact with Netflix, and they were really hard to contact. I'm going to try and stop talking as much. Okay, yeah, no, they're actually showing stuff now.
Mr. Dave Richard, our creative director, is going to talk to you about the Void Realm.
Welcome to the... Okay. Nice. Quality of life improvements. Store. Session. Board game one-shot. Interesting. Okay.
Dork and I will talk you through a bunch of the quality of life improvements coming in this update.
That is interesting.
I'm super excited to be ushering you in for that. Next, we'll be passing the spooky baton over to Rose and Leisha, who will be talking about all of the Halloween cosmetics.
I'll be completely honest, I completely forgot about the board game. It has been so long. I hope it's good. I enjoy a good board game every once in a while.
And then we're going to wrap everything up with a nice spooky bow with the Critical Bard, also known as CB, an amazing fog.
Like speedrunning, screwing up their company. They have not been making the best decisions, like, at all. I don't remember the last good decision Netflix has made, honestly. It's just been falling apart.
And that's about it.
Yeah, you get spooky batons.
And also,
spooky
hey,
bows.
Wesker was kind of
We didn't
demo and
forget
Alien also
anything.
Well, there's
similar.
the big thing about this particular broadcast.
Yeah, they do have kind of similar powers, but
Yes, and that's gonna be the
they are very... Oh, stream lag?
first time
Let's go.
happening,
Okay.
guys.
People have wanted Twitch dropping right now and weren't aware. Twitch drops are enabled. All you need to do is go to deadbydaylight.com to sign up.
Okay, yeah, that's the Twitch drops
and
someone was
watch
talking about.
this
I'm not going to
show,
bother with them.
But also any other stream on the DBD.
Elod?
directly
Okay, yeah, no, I don't
after
care about the Hag or Elodie, so...
You gotta stay here first.
You'll be eligible for those drops.
Yeah.
The image on the screen is showing
3
you
hours?
what
Is it going to
event
run that
is.
long?
Yes.
I don't think so.
definitely
Do you think it will be
find him
Springtrap?
on the stream,
Honestly,
and other than that,
I don't think he's super likely. I think I put my ranking in the description. Number 1's Predator for Chapter 30. Number 1 is Predator. Number 2 is Pennywise. 3 is Candyman. And 4 is Springtrap. Like, he's still number 4, but all of the other 3 are way more likely, in my opinion. I think he has a...
bundling outfits with those items anymore with the character.
I missed, like, a few things, I think, but...
Classic way we've always done it. You get the character, you get the exclusive
I think
items,
Springtrap's much more likely for Chapter 33
additional, cosmetics.
rather than Chapter 30, but
But,
he can be this time
the
around.
fact that we're making that change. So thank you
Haven't
very
any
much
teasers in a
on,
bit,
letting it be
it was
known.
just flat out
Yeah,
shown.
now we can get to the show.
Yeah.
So I'm really psyched. We can introduce our friend Dave.
Yeah, I do...
Talk more about the Void
I do kind of understand that, I think. I'm not sure if you mean... Yeah, see, there he is again. They're hyping him up so much. I do hope we get some teasers with this chapter. So if they reveal it today, that probably won't happen. So I do hope... If they do teasers, it will probably be... I think not next week, but the week after. And that would start that week Monday. So pretty much a week from now, teasers should start. If it's not revealed today.
I'm going to go off script immediately and just point out your beautiful tie matches my beautiful Mike Myers socks.
Michael
And,
Myers
I think,
socks.
you know, we're here celebrating
honestly-
the spirit of the season.
Honestly fair.
Dave,
That
thank
is
you
an
for
amazing
joining
tie,
us.
though.
If
I
you
love
don't know
orange and
Dave
black.
is our creative director. It's an honor to be streaming with you. I felt like we've been fated to stream at some point in our lives. And
Likewise, man. And now that the box is open, it'll never close again.
never. So we wanted to bring Dave here to...
Yeah,
introduce
Pennywise,
the
FNAF,
Void
and Stranger
to
Things are all
the folks
just
at
amazing
home.
picks.
Maybe
I really
you're
hope we
familiar
get to
with
see
it,
all of those in the
maybe
game
know
at some
some
point.
information about it, and that's what
New
we
killer will be
thought
Matthew
Dave could do.
Cote
Like I
himself.
said before,
You know,
Jesse early on,
I'd
right
buy
after
him.
this segment,
I would buy
give
them. I
you
hope you get a good power.
details and rewards that are coming, but
That would be a
kick things
fantastic
off
killer.
with Dave. So, for people that don't know, what
Yeah.
is
Little
the
Nightmares can
Void?
possibly
Yeah,
come next
absolutely.
year.
I mean, there's a lot of lore and Dead by Daylight.
That is possible. I might cover that. I'm a
Players
huge
have
fan of
been
Little
there
Nightmares,
since
so I
the
hope so.
very, early beginnings. It's important to know
Turn up
that
Tad.
something we know about the entity. There's not a lot, but it's draining the characters in the trials, right? It's feeding out of their emotions. So that's what's going on in a trial. So
Okay.
rage,
What are you
the
getting
hope,
to?
all of these emotions.
Oh, this is
are being
Pennywise.
drained. That's how
Yeah,
it
me
feels.
too. Even though I want just comparatively
So
Springtrap
the
and
Void is
Stranger
a
Things
system
more,
where
Pennywise
when
is number 3, but I want him the most for Chapter 30, if that makes sense.
they don't have any
Because this might be his last chance.
squeeze
And
drive.
FNAF will have
They
plenty of
are
other chances in the future,
sending the
honestly.
Void to be slowly dissolved away. It's like
And for sci-fi this year, we need
garbage
Predator,
collector, junkyard.
Stranger
Sounds
Things.
like a very positive experience to be
Nah,
in
yeah,
the
it's-
Void.
it's
Oh, this looks so
absolutely
good.
dreadful. But at least
I'll respond to that in a second, I'm sorry, but... Oh, that looks so good.
Okay, so
On
silver
that-
lining.
Yeah, I do think... With the whole, like, sci-fi argument,
All
I
right.
think... Can I turn
And
on...
where did
No,
this idea
okay,
come
obviously not.
from? How did we get here for this Void?
Right. Well,
I think...
we,
With the sci-fi chapters, they've been doing a bunch of sci-fi chapters, obviously. But it's just a question, do they want to continue that trend? Oh, that... Dude, look at that hook! I'm sorry. Look at that hook! There's another one of those, like, portal things. Dude, that hook looks so good.
A lot of people in the community and
That's so
ourselves as
good.
well, were wondering,
They might... I'm going to try and say this quickly. With the sci-fi chapters, they could either try and continue that trend, or break up the continual sci-fi chapters so people don't get bored of them.
disturbing and dreadful way to
Might be dumb. What if they added the entity as the killer? I wouldn't say you're
years of
dumb,
trials,
but I don't think they would do that.
how long it takes to
Because the entity is kind of the one who controls everything. I don't think it'd go in itself. That's not really
that dreadful place
according with its lore.
being solved.
Heck's pretty good job so far. If they ever add that as a perk, that would be beautiful.
How does the void play into our
But I haven't heard pretty good job so far in such a long time. That's a callback.
This
Thank you
year
for that.
We're looking at the Halloween celebrations, and well, you know, you've mentioned it in
Oh,
the
like-
stream. Halloween
Okay.
is practically every day, and Dead by Daylight, it's about horror, violence, and that vibe all year long.
Break sci-fi with Pennywise.
So
Release
we
Stranger.
wanted to have something truly unique for
I mean, they could.
events, for something that,
They could, even
you know,
if
year after year we would
they
recognize
got
as
the
fun with.
deal
And so we
and it'd
thought,
take a
well,
year to make like
Void
part
sounds
2.
like it would be
They
the
could
first
re-release it at any moment. They really could. I don't think it's possible, like, today. I don't think so, personally. Could I add you on DBD? We can do that after, because I might play Dead by Daylight after this. And if you want, we could do like a Swift, maybe. I could do a Swift with yours. So, yes, but not now. Players are listening to us now. Starting to expand more on the abilities distillers.
Kind of a type of creature.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are improving. Took me a second to understand what you meant, but I mean, I completely agree. Knight and Skull Merchant were just messes. Singularity, I'd even argue, kind of lumps into that, but he's much more creative. And then Alien was pretty well done, in my opinion. But there were some issues with that. But they are overall listening. They are.
I'm feeling some empathy for the haunted.
Wonder how they would do Predator's laser
They
gun.
get their chance back in the world.
Does he have a laser gun? Oh,
So if I'm understanding you correctly, when we're
Okay,
talking
shut
about
up.
the void, as it comes in the
that's.
event,
Wait, hold on.
it's not just kind of
Hold on, what the
material
fuck? Did they say something?
I'm feeling some empathy for the haunts now. Like I don't blame them. They get their chance back in the world.
I'm sorry, I was over talking.
So if
I don't.
I'm understanding you correctly,
What is that? That's not a skin. Who would that be a skin for? That's got to be like an NPC or something. That looks so cool, but what is that?
when we're talking about
Skip
the
ahead a
book,
bit.
kind of some ethereal thing. It's not some lore we're going to read about. You're actually in it. You're interacting with it. You're exploring.
I definitely respect that. I just personally think Singularity is fun to play, but not too fun to go against. He's still good overall, though.
The observer machines and the corrupted cocoon that was in Macmillan, like all this is linked to this event and will continue the story and lore. But like you said, it's more important than that. It's the first time that players will be able to interact, to play in parts of the void.
That's incredible. Dave, you
See,
have
they're
done what
they're like
I
coming out of the portal. That's got to be like a portal or
more
something.
hyped.
It's got to be something.
And to get you even more hyped, we're going to go into a lot more detail now
Awesome.
with our friends Sarah and Jean to walk you through what you can
Okay,
expect
cool.
in the Haunted by Daylight event.
Quickly, Singularity's lines are very funny. I love those. Some theory about behavior teasing Stranger Things return. Garden of Joy, whole upstairs floor. Maybe. I'm not sure they tease it that far, like that earlier, like with Garden of Joy, because that was 6th anniversary. Can I go ahead much? Okay, awesome. There's a bit of intermission. Thank you. Oh, if I play live, there we go. Maybe a new game mode. I really hope so. Sooner than later. Okay, I'm gonna shut up this time. I want to actually hear what they're saying. I'm sorry. Bad streamer, but I need to hear what they're saying.
I'm one of the associate art directors on Dead by Daylight, also working on events.
Do killers hate survivors? I really hope they do that.
Perfect introduction to the void from Dave. We have an idea of what the void is and all of the
And Nancy's
services
perks
of
in the
void.
shrine honestly
So
might be a
let's
mistake,
run
but
with
it could
some
be a
process
tease.
here.
I'm not
we're
sure.
talking gameplay, we're talking thematic visuals for the void itself, and most importantly, we're talking about rewards. So what can players expect?
Oh, me too. Don't worry, man. I love Stranger Things so much. It's so good. I love the show.
What you can expect as players is that we'll be mixing some
So this is a
factors
safe space. Do not worry.
with a new experience, the void. So one of the
The
first
void,
things that you'll
okay.
notice when you enter your first trial are these kind of dormant, like ethereal beings that are just around the map. What are they? Well, they're
Okay, that's
closely
the-
connected to a resource that you'll be collecting, void energy, which may be familiar to a lot of you. So you're gonna
Okay.
be collecting this void energy, and just to keep it simple, Survivors collect it from repairing generators, and killers get it from hooking survivors, which is, you know, pretty.
Because the point system is similar last time. Are they going to be
There's also
like
a
the
new
rifts
source called void
from
orbs, and
last?
they're kind of these floating pockets of void energy just floating.
Oh,
yeah,
those look
floating around
cool.
the map. As you approach them, they'll fly towards you.
I love
and
the
just
look of
reward
this.
you with some more void energy.
Okay, so these are kind of like the interactive
that's a cool idea.
pumpkins from last year.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess these pumpkins have a bit of a glow up now.
FNAF
Scarab?
overall.
Scarab, exactly. And yeah, they will.
Yeah, we can go more in depth
provide
after.
you with more void energy as well. So there's a lot of void
Not a
energy
bad idea.
going around here. So use that void energy to transfer it into unstable rifts. They'll appear all around the map. And once
Okay,
these
so
rifts
they-
have
the
collectively
NPCs, like,
gathered
aren't
enough
the
void
rift.
energy from all players, killer and survivors, they will stabilize, opening portals into the void. And so inside
yep,
the void
portals.
will be waiting
Okay.
haunts, and these haunts are the counterparts to the dormant beings that you've already seen around the map. And all you'll want to do is release them because they don't want to be in the void themselves.
Okay.
And you do that by giving them void energy, and you want to make sure that you're doing this before the void destabilizes and closes, because once it does, everyone is ejected. Whoever
Maybe
was
they could add the
in
thing as a
there.
killer.
And when you
Definitely a
do release the
possibility.
haunt,
I don't think this
and you
time, though.
complete that interaction,
I don't think
you'll
he'd be
earn
quite as
a
iconic as other
for
options.
limited time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
That
we've
does
got
sound
lots of
really
things
cool.
going on in the void. Let's take
I'm
a
interested
quick
how it
moment to
looks,
talk
though.
about the void itself. So these are going to be a brief discussion on the visuals and where we came up with these crazy ideas. So pulling off of the idea that this is a place of decay, a place of forgotten memories, the place that the entity puts things when it's done sucking all the joy, hope, will to
Terminator's
to
very
kill if
possible.
you're a killer.
Definitely.
And
Like,
dumps
he
them
is a
into this
possibility.
place.
I don't
It's an
think, like,
opportunity
in the
for us to
top 5
revisit
this
some of
time,
our
though.
favorite themes and maybe combine them into something a little bit different.
Sometime in
and
the future,
twisted.
he will
And it looks really,
probably
really
come in, I'd say,
Yeah,
honestly.
The art team did a fantastic job on this one. So players can expect.
Oh,
to see
that looks so good. I'm going to shop and just...
familiar map details. From example, I think we've got Yamoka Staten there.
That
Red
is a
Forest,
portal.
Erie of
Please show what it
Crows,
looks like. I want to
Millscape,
know.
A bunch of other ones as well.
Please,
Like, I'm
you
pretty
are
sure
teasing
there's
me.
some tires from Junkyard jammed into some statues. And it's all kind of tied together with void energy, knitting it together into this interesting web work. So if it's not clear, the void is not a happy place to be. Players who enter both
I mean, the
killers
void
and
sounds like a great
survivors
place.
become kind of corrupted. This effect starts to tear at their bodies as if the void energy is kind of ripping it apart.
Oh, is that like what we saw in the
It's not
original teaser?
But it's also not just an eerie location. Gameplay continues in the void with a few twists.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as you've mentioned, it is not a safe place, right? So
This might fully get me back into the game. I've kind of been taking a break for a while.
What you can expect as survivors when you enter this space is that you will immediately be afflicted with the exhausted status effect. And if you were injured at any point, whether you entered injured or become injured while in the void, you will become broken immediately.
Damn.
Killers, on the other hand, they will have no access.
Chapter 3 revealed, maybe. I don't think so today, but it's a possibility,
And,
so...
yeah, they'll also become undetectable.
I'm definitely keeping an eye out.
Should
Killers will be undetectable. That's cool.
Get some jump scares
I just don't know,
on.
like, how
One thing
big is the void?
as
What does it
well,
look
the
like? I
void
want to know
hook in here,
those.
If a survivor were to get hooked on a void hook, they'll be ejected.
It's a fucking jump
immediately
scare?
To a hook outside of the void.
That's it. Teleported right into the origin map.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's cool.
And yeah, you'll want to make sure that you do this before the void closes, because it is only open for a limited amount of time, or until
I'm 18, by the way.
Released. The void can also be open multiple times throughout a trial, and so that'll only depend on how much more void energy.
Winnie the Pooh from Blood and Hollywood would be fucking crazy.
Each rift will have a counterpart inside the void, so you kind of use this as a cool strategy to teleport across the map by just going in.
Oh, that's cool.
Finding a different one to go.
It's gonna be. I don't mean to compare it to Minecraft, but it's gonna be like Nether, where you travel faster in the void.
Also mentioned here is that when a void
That could be
haunt
cool.
has been released outside of the void, you'll be able to see them as long as you were the allied role that released them with their auras, and you can approach them to get a temporary speed boost, or if you're able to, you can lure an opponent into them, and they'll get a hindering jump scare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a jump scare. That's
It
cool.
sounds like a lot. Don't
Thought you
worry
were
about
older.
it.
I will
It's
take
the
that as a
gameplay on
compliment.
screen.
No, I am
That's
18.
the event menu, so you can catch up on all that fun stuff. So now that I've gone over all the tricks,
It's time for some treats.
exactly.
Because it wouldn't be Halloween without some good treats to reward yourself with. Just
Okay.
like with the anniversary event, we're continuing to display all of the collected rewards that you earn during this event in both the collections and store tabs. We have 2 brand new outfits coming for this one that we want to highlight. That's the jack-o'-lantern for the night and
Okay,
the
ones we've already
Candyman for
saw.
Meg. These are part of the Tricks and Treats collection, so we have...
The night one looks way too good. As I've already said, that
We've got
night cosmetic is too good for night. I don't care.
and we've got 6 new candy weapons for killers, because who doesn't want to get murdered by a chocolate bar?
I'd prefer to eat the chocolate bar, not
fair.
so much murder.
Fair.
Voice can change your age
Yeah,
entirely.
in order
Yeah,
to get these rewards, you'll need to go
some
to
people
the
I have met, their
website
voice does not match their age at all.
It will have a lot of new
It is
challenges
crazy.
for you to complete, and
The
challenges
Hunter's
also
weapon is
reward
really
you with a
interesting.
new, reward called Dark Trinkets,
cool.
which is an event currency.
Dark
Now,
trinkets.
Just as a note, they are an additional reward that you'll get for your challenges. So they're not replacing the blood points, or the rift fragments that you typically get. from
Okay, so they're like a new.
This is a third reward that you'll
Oh,
get.
that's
as well
okay.
as for completing a level of the tome. There will also be outfit pieces and charms to get within the tome, but these dark trinkets, you'll use them to spend on cosmetics within the collection screen of the event menu. And
Oh,
the
that's
more-
really cool.
The more cosmetics that you unlock, you'll also unlock some milestone rewards. So the more that you unlock throughout the event, you'll be
That's a
able
cool feature.
to get these rewards, and this will be the only way that you can complete the outfits for Meg and the Knight. And as another note, any currency left over at the end of the event will convert into blood points.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
So I think that covers it for
That's
all
a
of
nice
the
quality of life
details
thing.
that we wanted to share.
Yeah, I think that
Thank
is
you so
it.
much for listening to us, and we'll see you in the void.
A brief break. Yeah, no, again, just even something as like it can change your voice. It can change how people think how old you are by a lot. Voice can do like a shit ton. Sometimes someone can sound way older than they are, but there are cases of sounding like way younger than they are too. Guy from Black Phone? Maybe. They could do that. I don't think they'd add him this time because again, they said that Chapter 30 is iconic. A big license. I don't think Black Phone has reached that yet. So I would say no for Black Phone from this time. But maybe in the future, yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's good. I'm very surprised you're doing like quality of life improvements in a Halloween stream, but I'm not going to complain.
To get into that void realm.
Same here.
Me
and
too. Please
also,
show it to me.
I just want to acknowledge something. This isn't in our run of show.
Chapter 30 today,
People
maybe.
watching at home think that we're pre-recorded. Can you believe that? You know how I know that we're not pre-recorded? Because I just said that.
Yeah.
But also, people in the chat spamming Twitch drops messages. You don't need to do that. Don't spam Twitch drop stuff in the chat. Not necessary. Just sign up, link your account, start earning the drops, keep your
Yeah,
tab open.
again,
don't
Chapter
minimize
30
your
is
tab,
definitely
delete it.
possible.
That's
I just
how
don't think they
earn
do it
drops.
today.
Your
So,
watch time.
yes.
It must have had a large
Also,
impact.
People need to calm
Or,
down about
so
genes.
it could be a lot of choices. And again, this is behavior's opinion of iconic. It is subjective in a lot of cases.
Yeah, we're very live. We're so live I could even ask the tech guys to give me a shot of the pumpkin, and because I said it on camera, they have to do it, and they're not ready to do it because they weren't planning for it. But I am asking for that pumpkin shot right now. Look at that. See? That's how live we are. So anyway, I just wanted to put that to rest.
What-
Thank you
that was
much.
so delayed. That's awesome.
All right, let's get back to the show, our live show.
Our live
Work.
show. Very live
Yes,
show.
that was incredibly exciting. I can't wait for our players to start playing it, see what they do with it, and enjoy the event themselves.
Yes. We are having some gameplay of that today, right?
Yes. So later in the show, we're going to be joined by our Fog Whisperers to play the
Okay.
event live for you.
Oh, that's
on
cool.
screens. What else? What else? Yes.
I'm excited to see what the
Us
void
talk
looks
about
like.
Quality of life updates. I know it's the most exciting topic you tuned in for today. That's why it's us delivering it.
Oh, my chat's
not
taking a
our
long
wonderful
time to load.
writers. But no, no, for real, this update brings a bunch of cool stuff.
YouTube is
Yeah,
so
as
awesome.
many
I'm gonna
know,
need to close
we
YouTube.
recently did the
Can't see
PTB,
chat
which
messages for a
allows
second.
members of the community to kind of get into the game and kind of test out some things that are going to live. The most notable being the anti-face camp feature, the rework of
Yup.
the Skull Merchant, as well as some changes to various maps.
What are
Most
they?
important, the Shattered Square.
Yes.
Okay.
A ton of amazing feedback.
God,
from
why is
players
it
on
chat?
PTB. So
I'm so sorry.
Thank you for your time and your feedback, specifically when you do test things on the PTB.
Okay.
We're out there.
There we go.
Our team's out there every
Now I
day
see chat again.
gathering as much of it as possible. So PTBs are very important for us, and the team's actually made a bunch of changes based on that feedback. So
Yeah.
we're gonna update you on that here.
Chapter
But
3, iconic
for the folks
killers.
who didn't get to
Big
participate in the PTB,
Pennywise,
we
Predator,
walk
maybe
through the
Terminator.
updates for you so you know what we're
Maybe.
talking about and you see what's in the game.
I would say mostly
So,
Pennywise and
to
Predator,
begin
though,
with,
out of those picks.
Anti-face camp, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
This is a new system that's come in this update, and for people who are maybe newer to the game or just didn't know.
More
that this was
cosmetics for
a
Freddy
college,
Krueger would be
I'm sure
great.
you've
He
experienced it.
deserves more, absolutely.
Face camping is when the killer gets hooked. So the killer gets hooked. The survivor gets hooked.
The
and
killer
the
gets
sort
hooked.
of
I
jumps out
wish.
right in front of the survivor, doesn't leave, so none of the other
Get
survivors
face
can
camped by a bubba, you can just hook him
Yeah, so
instead.
this feature is to combat that. Basically, when I almost did what you did. Whenever a killer hooks a survivor, there will now be a meter that shows under the take a chance to unhook bar that will start.
Okay, so they're just discussing this right now. I can read any chat messages if anyone has any ideas they want to throw at me. That would probably be the best time. Pennywise is way more iconic than Predator. Yeah, I would 100%. I still think Predator would probably fit under the iconic umbrella, but you were absolutely right. Pennywise is way more iconic. I think out of the picks, my top 3 picks, top 4 I mean, Candyman, not in a specific order, Candyman, FNAF, Pennywise, and Predator. Pennywise is probably the most iconic out of those 4.
That's right. And so, speaking of the word camping, we're talking about face camping here.
Okay, still on camping.
For
Even more
people that
time.
say camping is a valid strategy. What's our response?
We don't want to remove
Well, this is
player
actually
agency
interesting.
at all in that regard, so it's really important that we are specifically going
Hear what they have to
after
say.
face camping. As like Brett just said, it's very important to have those instances where a killer may find it necessary and valid to be in the vicinity of the hook.
Okay,
But
I'm glad they
there's
mentioned
also
that.
Another thing to point out for there, the survivors will be able to unhook themselves during the first and second hook phases, but not
That
once
is
the
cool.
game collapse starts.
Okay.
Get
so
Robert
again,
Englund. That would be so cool.
this system
Robert Englund just in this game in any sense would be awesome.
Nothing else to do other than to secure as many hooks as possible.
Got it.
Oh yeah, Jason absolutely should have been.
You might not have
He
noticed,
deserves
you
to
might
be in
have
this game
noticed the voice of our
completely.
TikTok channel, so you might have noticed that familiar voice. It's also our birthday. Spam happy birthday in the chat. I'm covering my mic.
Happy birthday, whoever that person is. I wasn't paying attention to
so
their
that we prepared
name.
a video to kind of show you the anti-face cam
You know,
side.
Jason should have been in this game a long time ago, but unfortunately, with the license holders, he might not be in the game for a while.
So is the killer. Okay, let me explain what's going to happen here. Once the killer
So
has
someone on
killed the
DBD
survivor,
Leaks
there
said
will
that
now be
Behavior had the
force
license for
underneath
Pennywise.
the chance to unhook bar. The killer will then have a
Interesting.
7-second grace
I don't
period
remember
in the
that.
area of the hook before the meter
Way
starts
back
to build.
before chapter
This is
3.
because the meter
Do you
builds
mean
depending
do you
on the
mean
proximity of
chapter
the killer.
3 like the
So
third
the
chapter,
closer to the
or do you mean
survivor,
chapter
the
30?
faster the meter will fill. However, there are some exceptions. If another
I'd
survivor is
say
close
probably
enough,
chapter
the
30 is
meter
what you
will
meant.
slow to fill or
I
not at
do
all.
not remember that.
The killer hooks the survivor
But
in
that
immediate
if
proximity,
that is the
the
case,
meter
that
will
might
not
be the
fill.
deal they talked
Once the
about
meter
that they
starts
had
to fill,
signed but
the
fell
hook
through.
survivor will be able to
If so,
unhook
I really
themselves
hope they
using
just
all those
postponed it
benefits
instead
of
of
standard unhooks.
just straight up
So,
cancel it.
haste and endurance.
I need Pennywise in this
This
game,
also
man.
means
He's
the
so
survivor
awesome.
will have the chance to unhook themselves during the first and
That is
second
very
hook
interesting.
Thank you, pre-recorded dork. Hello, live dork. So again,
I'm not even sure.
saw a lot of
I'm kind of
feedback.
curious
Specific
to.
question in the chat that we wanted to address before we moved on with our
Would they do that?
updates.
Like, would
This is one
they?
of my personal favorites to
If
shout
a
about
chapter
at
was
the
leaked,
office.
would they pull out? Maybe that's a
release
dumb
button.
question.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure that would
Thing
happen.
People want and have wanted for a long time, and we've heard you.
Oh.
And it's definitely coming. It's in a future update. It's not in this update. We just wanted to
What's the
acknowledge it. We know people are asking for it. Just be a little more patient, and we'll get there. Okay. All right.
Did they?
Back to the quality of
They're
quality
saying
of life
face
update
camp,
for
or
this,
I thought that was this chapter
Skull Merchant.
or this
So actually, I
mid-chapter.
don't think they can
Oh,
see
Skull
me.
Merchant.
is like hovering behind me on the wall.
I'm interested in what they have to say
Skull
here because
Merchant
Skull
was
Merchant still kind of
released
sucks.
earlier this year generate a ton of community discussion, which we've followed and which we've read and which the team has dissected and reacted to in the form of doing a rework of this update. Yeah.
Before Hag was released. That's okay. That's interesting. Yeah, it makes sense why I didn't hear that then, because I was not around during that time.
Merchant is known for being able to hold some pretty oppressive 3-gen scenarios, so the change is to make her more chase-focused. So this is going to allow players of the Skull Merchant to try to catch survivors off guard with the drone inside of tight
Yeah, they
tunnels,
could just
or
convince
try to
Robert
chase
Englund, you're right.
survivors towards a drone that's lying in wait. But if you haven't had a chance to see
Render
that
called
new
Village. I remember the Village renders I
we've
saw.
got a clip for you here so you can go ahead and see that new redesign.
Okay.
Skull Merchant's drones have had some big changes.
So by quality of life changes, they just mean quality of life changes that have already happened. That's
Skull
crazy.
Merchant's drones have been reworked to be much more chase-focused
People
in
thought
areas
Pennywise
that
could
are
come with it.
Now starting with 6 drones, the Skull Merchant can deploy them and become undetectable for 8
That,
seconds.
is that why?
Drones are placed in
Because if so, that is interesting. Because there was, I remember there were like sewers and stuff on that map, and that would line up with Pennywise. That is possible, but it wouldn't be like confirmed. I don't think so. I don't think they'd pull out from that. That'd just be a theory. Boy, Scarecrow and Injustice 2. Oh, I remember that. That is the best rendition of Scarecrow. Period. Scarecrow and Injustice 2 looks so good. And obviously just it's just perfect. Perfect, down to the last minute details. Kid from Trick or Treat. I think his name is Sam, right? They could do Trick or Treat. I don't think they'd do it for this time around. I don't think he's that iconic. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Anyway, I don't think they do Trick or Treat this time just because of... I don't think it's that iconic compared to some of the other choices. I don't think they'd call it iconic. But sometime in the future, maybe. It is a good, like, possibility. DBD Iceberg also, I might have watched that.
Talking about TikTok on a live stream, am I?
Just turned 30.
There you go. So the next update for quality of life here.
My second favorite.
Shattered Square.
I still need to play Arkham Knight.
So we've been updating several maps.
I played Arkham City. I need to play Arkham Knight. I don't know why I've delayed it this long.
We've tackled have been maps within the cold
They would
realm,
add Slenderman as a
the
killer.
realm,
They'd
the
definitely.
Raven Wrecker's
That would be
realm,
cool.
Fury of Crow, and now it's time for the
That would be very cool.
So when playing on that map, you're going to notice some changes to the overall size. It's been reduced. There's been some loop rebalancing, there's been tile rearrangement, and a couple other fun stuff, but this has all just been done in a hopes to make sure that this map is enjoyable for both Survivor and Killer.
Awesome.
Okay, from what I've seen, I haven't played on it though. From what I've seen, Borgo is better.
That's the Macmillan estate, right?
Yes. So how it originally worked was for each map within the Macmillan estate realm.
Excited to hear they're gonna change Macmillan.
And what we've now done is added 4 new possible layouts for each of those maps. So whenever you're in the Macmillan
Okay.
estate, you might be on one of 4 possible new map layouts to run around in, and we'll be watching.
That's cool, but I hope they're good. I mean, that's all that boils down to. Awesome for variety, but it sucks if they're bad maps.
Now Eric is going to talk about some happening outside of the game.
Yes, because to me, merch is quality of life. Where else?
Okay, talking about merch.
This is warming my backside. Merch is life. So
I've only gotten like
by daylight, we also are bringing
one
content by
sticker
merch to
and a
the
shirt, I
video,
think,
which you can just find on
from the store.
deadbydaylight.com. We got t-shirts, we got baseball shirts, we got new keychains, we've got a limited edition poster, and much
Ooh, a poster,
more.
that's interesting.
So if you like merch,
I'm gonna check that out.
And believe it or not, I didn't get this for free. I'm like you. I bought it because I'm a fan of good merch. Go to the merch store. But enough about the merch store, actually. I think that's plenty for now. But we're not done talking about stores because the in-game store has a bunch of cool stuff coming in this.
Okay.
And we have cool people to talk about it.
Back to the
Rose
game.
and Alicia to walk you through all of it. So we're going to go over to them just a second.
Oh, Trapper Mask looks cool. All right, another. How long has this been running? Already 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm probably... I think I mentioned before potentially hopping on the game. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to watch the stream, do a quick analysis, and then... like, probably end the stream shortly after. I'm probably not going to hop on the game today. I'll be completely honest. Make a Dredge or Singularity U2s. That would be really cool. Those would be very interesting characters to see in the U2 style. But being completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of like the U2's eyes. But apart from that, they can make pretty cool looking figures. So that would be interesting. Well, let me reposition. We haven't learned that much new info yet. The quality of life segment was pretty much just review. And then we did hear... I'm honestly kind of surprised that it wasn't a skin, the thing. Like I don't know what they called it. Oh, Dream Pros? There we go.
Today is Leisha Riddell.
That's right. I'm the Associate Art Director in charge of cosmetics.
So today we're going to share with you 4 collections that are coming to the store, as well as
please touch on Naughty Bear. I'm begging you.
That's coming with a old friend. First off, we're going to begin with a returning collection called the Hollow Blight Collection, which most of you should be familiar with. This year we're going into the extreme of grotesque, and we're introducing 3 licensed outfits to the collection.
Okay, yeah, this is the Xenomorph.
And the Xenomorph.
All those look really good in my opinion. They did a great job, as always.
The art direction for the Hollow Blight is centered around emphasizing them in really gross ways, but still appealing for the players. It's a macabre caricature of who they were before they ran into the Blight Serum. For the
Xenomorph, like, from what they're probably going to show up, but like the skull almost shown in the Xenomorph's head is really cool in my opinion.
Covered in rotten algae. Her eye that appears in the moray has even been taken over by the Blight Serum.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice little detail.
The muscularity, the bulging anatomy, and the
that,
overall
like, that looks cool.
Silhouette. We also wanted to blend in the newborn's face, as the design was inspired by the alien-human hybrid in Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, that looks so cool. The Xenomorph is
Rabbit, if that happened, I would probably stream. I will be completely honest.
And also a unique animation in the lobby.
If FNAF ever happens, I will stream. I will say that here now proudly.
We have a brand new collection that's related to our Haunted by Daylight event this year. And it's based on the Void Realm, which you might have heard of before in the stream, where we talked about how the Void Realm is a place where the
I'm guessing that's like the David cosmetic and Trapper, stuff like that.
So yeah, it can get really sinister. So
that's a good way of putting it. In terms of art direction for the Void Realm, or the Void Collection, rather, we wanted these characters to feel like they've been affected by the decay of the Void itself. They become refuse of the realm, and their transformation has left them corrupted versions of their original selves. The Void itself has left its mark on these survivors. With
okay, yeah, I just wanted to check quick.
Across the bodies and clothing, but it's also changed them and their clothes.
Show us the cosmetics.
We wanted this to feel
that we've already seen before.
Aspects of sea urchins and other
sea urchins? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are there also like VFX on them as well?
That's true. We wanted them to feel really haunted. So the
yeah, I've already said before, but I just want to say again, like the Void stuff, the black and blue, it looks so good. Easily the best looking Halloween event this game's ever gotten. I'd even argue best looking event period we've ever gotten.
This year,
it looks so cool. It's a fucking Survivor cosmetic? You kidding me?
And it's only going to be available in the store during the Halloween event period, which is starting October 8th.
It's ridiculous.
Next, we have also a returning collection, the Tricks and Treats collection.
So cool.
You might recollect the toilet paper mummy Dwight from last year.
My favorite.
This year, we're going to
that cosmetic was great.
As a werewolf and Claudette as a floral fairy. Also available starting October.
That's an interesting cosmetic. That's
next up we have
a different kind of interesting cosmetic.
That's brand new. We're very excited to share with you.
We're so excited. We're so excited.
It's called the Cursed Cats Collection.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Was some of those skins were crazy. This is like genuinely some kind of shit we've never seen in the game before.
With 6 original killers, and
this is probably just biased because I love Wraith, but
this collection is
the Wraith cosmetic, they're going to show it in a second, I think. That looks so cool. It looks so good. I love Wraith. Billy one's really cool too. Sucks today is the fucking overheat mechanic that they'll never remove for some reason. Genuinely just makes them worse.
the trickster, a cat
Halloween
with mange,
events
the
start
wraith,
the
hunted
18th,
the
I
fury,
believe.
The dark side of your favorite pet.
The 18th.
The plague, a regal sphinx, but racked with a terrible skin disease. And the hillbilly with a curse of not one, but 2 faces on one head, also known as a Janus cat.
Truly disgusting.
Janus
This
cat? Is that the
collection is
actual
already
name? What the
available in
fuck?
store now, so go take a look at it. Last but not least, we have an old friend coming back to Dead by Daylight.
Naughty Bear.
Naughty Bear. Yay! So Naughty Bear was a
I am
game
so
developed by
excited.
Behavior
It
back in the
sucks that
80s,
it's Trapper,
and he's
but
a
I'll take what I can get.
cute, giant tattered teddy bear who
I will learn
was
Trapper just to
invited
play
a
Naughty Bear, and
party,
I'm not
so
kidding.
He just killed all his friends.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're bringing them into we're bringing Naughty Bear into Dead by Daylight as a legendary outfit on Trapper, but that's not it. We're giving him like the special treatment of all time.
Yeah,
We're giving
that
him
Mori.
the ever visceral tag rarity, which means that he's getting his own unique Mori.
It's
That's
so
correct.
You made this
good. Honestly, they might as well just
right?
adopt the
That's
Mori
right.
from what I've
I
seen.
made the storyboard for this Mori, and
Because
it is
Trapper's, like,
brutal.
regular Mori is just dumb. It's so old.
You see it right now, and it's hard to look at.
That's awesome.
The creative
That's
process
so
for Naughty
fucking
Bear
good.
was really challenging, but super fun to make. His head is very large, so it's hard for him to carry.
Awesome amount of skins. Yeah,
FNAF
FNAF would bring so many skins into the game.
But we love Naughty Bear and
Would
how he turned
genuinely,
out,
just
and we
even
had a
apart
great
from the
time playing with
chapter
them.
itself, like the characters,
And that's it for
skins
the store segment.
would make them so much money.
I'm Leisha,
I'm Rosalie.
and just a reminder, if you're watching on Twitch, to claim those drops, and we'll be right back with more content.
Bye.
Okay, cool. I don't remember what's next. That was a neat segment. I appreciate seeing the Naughty Bear Mori in full finally. But I do hope we get that sooner than later, because it has been announced for a while now. That is my only hope. Is ever going to be a second FNAF chapter? I'm hoping for Entered as a killer. That would be cool. I'm not sure if they would do. I mean, maybe. Personally, I was thinking if they ever did a second FNAF chapter, there was this one concept that I saw that was really good. Of like the single killer being all of the original 4 FNAF animatronics that you could kind of switch between, and I really like that idea. It would also allow for a way for both a cool, unique killer and also a way to add like the really iconic FNAF characters, like the original 4 into the game.
On that Naughty Bear cosmetic.
You know what I like
Entered
to
is a
imagine?
possibility,
Those
but I would
characters
honestly
age,
prefer like seeing the original 4 as a single killer, and you can switch between. They all have like little unique powers,
But yeah, that was
like a
awesome.
lunge
Thanks
or
to
R
you
reading
two, Rose
ability,
and
stuff like
Lisa,
that.
for walking us through that segment. That was awesome. But I think we've got some questions now.
We do. We saw a couple questions we wanted to address.
Okay, live
first
questions.
one is from Lunar Eclipse 20. Nope, that's the FOV one I already answered. I
No, it's
think.
got a little
No,
add-on
there's
to
more
it, yeah.
detail. Great. Considering the
Interesting.
FOV slider is coming, what are the planned changes for perks like Shadowborn and Monitor and Abuse?
That is a good question.
Yeah. So we will be looking at alternative functions for these perks. So there's going to be some more information to come soon. So just keep an eye on our socials.
Yeah. Next, we have.
Okay.
Sorry, we didn't get the name of who asked this one, but the question is apparently been asked by multiple people, and we do hear you on this one. Shattered Square rework has not enough palettes.
Yeah. So with the
That I have heard.
balancing, that definitely was something that happened. But we're going to make sure that our team takes another look at Shattered Square to make sure that
Okay.
rebalancing
That's
is
cool.
beneficial to both survivors and killers in a
Let's just
trial.
put a lot of skins.
And I
5
think
times more. Yeah.
that's probably the last question.
There's so much Resident Evil content in this game. I really hope if we ever get a part 3 of Resident Evil, we at least get a part 2 of something else first. We have so much Resident Evil left in this game.
We're going to throw it to our friend Otofu for a follow-up
Tofu.
play session on the Haunted by Daylight event. And what's happening after that?
After that, we're going to throw it to the Critical Bard, also known as CB, an amazing
I think
Fox
Springtrap will be
who's going to
throwing
be
it.
doing the epic TTRPG experience using elements of the Dead by
I'm not
Daylight
even going to respond to that message. Hello, troll. How are you?
Team The Void.
TTRPG stands for.
I'm very interested to see gameplay of the Void, because I want to see like how the actual Void looks.
amazing fog whisperers a part of that, as well as members of the Dead by Daylight team, all who are cosplaying, which is
This
awesome.
is true.
So we're super excited for you
Matt
to see
Cote
that.
is about to cosplay, folks.
Matthew
Yeah.
Cote. Oh,
So,
now I'm interested.
stay
Okay.
here, make sure you're getting your
That's
watch
awesome.
time and enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Beat Wesker. Yeah, Wesker's insanely good.
Everybody and welcome. I am Otofu, and I am
Hello.
a content creator and a fog whisperer for Behavior.
Wesker was done
This
so
segment is
well.
going to be a gameplay showcase of the new Haunted by Daylight event. This is going to be a Halloween event coming up soon, and it is extremely fun. And joining me is going
Still
to
is
be
the best.
4 other fog
Absolutely.
whisperers who are all
And for a good
awesome,
reason.
great content
Oh, the
creators.
king. Cool.
And hello, friends. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Would you guys like to introduce
Hello,
yourselves?
friends. This is Dots.
I will go first. I'm Lexi. I'm a
I'm
fog
sorry, I just heard
whisperer
hello,
and
friends. That was the first thing I thought of.
and locker goblin.
What equals upside down? Maybe. Like, I understand that it does sound similar in concept. I'm not sure they do this entire, like, the void thing to tease Stranger Things, though, with that connection, if that's what you're trying to say. It is very similar to it, but I'm not sure they'd be doing something this big. That would be a tease. Something like that.
Hi guys, my name is Amy, also known as Ames at You. I am a DBD fog whisperer, and I love to play a variety of other horror games as well.
Jack Baker is the part 3 killer. I don't know much about him, but again, as long as we get a part 2 of something else first, I'm honestly happy. King looking awkward. He does look a bit awkward, honestly. He's so real for that. I would look way more awkward.
We're gonna collect some void, and we're all just gonna have a good time together, all right?
Shout out to the king.
Sounds good. I'm a main, so I'm just here for the fashion right now.
Good.
We're on the same side, right? We're good.
Yeah, I am.
Is there going to be any new, like, content about... I'm still going to probably watch the entire live stream anyway, but...
That's kind of my goal here. Yeah, you guys are just my tools here, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, it sounds slightly me, doesn't it? That came out
Okay, here we go. I want to see the void.
We'll all have fun. You're all just here.
You're all just tools.
Tofu, please just go straight into the void. Oh yeah, Ash needs... Ash has gotten a lot of cosmetics, to be fair. I think they've done him pretty well. But some more wouldn't hurt. Ooh, that thing on top of the generator looks cool. Oh, are there pumpkins back? I just saw, like... Interesting.
I think we should go. We should go.
Yeah, I think we should go.
Hey, you're not in a locker?
Not yet.
Affected father from Resident Evil 7 main villain. Okay. They'd probably do a cool power with him, I think. I've seen him before, I just don't know much about him. Or the franchise itself, for that matter.
I know you. I know your games. I know what you're up to. I ain't doing it.
I hear a locker, I go away.
Nope, I'm leaving it. I'm aware of what goes on over there. I ain't taking part.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Seen much of the void stuff yet.
You know what? It's about 2 feet to the right if you'd like
Jack
to
Krauser
join
as a
the
skin for the
locker.
Legion.
No, thank
I
you.
mean, I
No, thank you.
don't know who that is, so I can't really give much input. If you, like, here, just DM me, like, a message on Discord of Jack Krauser.
You guys are fine.
I can just look it up at that rate. I'm dumb. There's not that much happening right now, so I'll take a quick break. Jack Krauser. Google being slow as shit. Let's go. Okay, honestly, never mind. You need to just send me an image. I can't see. Wow, my internet is so bad on my phone. What the hell? I'm gonna need to alt-tab. You need to send me in on Discord. I can't see.
Y'all doing pained me inside.
I cannot see messages. That's awesome.
Why would you do that? Oh, wait.
Wow, my phone's internet is so bad. I'm so sorry.
Hold on. Wait, I think am I able to chip in too? Oh, no, we can't use the same one?
No, it's all mine.
Seen anything of the event yet?
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I just... Wow. I can't see chat.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. YouTube finally loaded. I am so sorry. I already said it before. I wish I could do something about how slow my phone is. I God. Okay, transferred void energy. That's the same thing as last event. Chat filter. All messages. Please load. There we go.
Thank you. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Sending on disk. Thank you.
I thought I had a flashlight.
Yeah, I am a bit nervous about who the new like killer's gonna be. Because okay. Please. Oh, okay. So it's not like a Eerie of Crows reskin. It's just its own thing. Oh, that's interesting. What does releasing them do? That looks really cool, though.
Because I believe you are
Let me check Discord.
oblivious, right?
Okay, that Jack Krauser could work as a Legion skin. Then I don't know much about him, but just from his that could work.
So
not expecting that.
That's oh. I heard no heartbeat or anything. I was so scared. My God.
Their map's gonna be darker on event, please. They might be. That would create some balance issues, probably though, because survivors would be harder to see. I'm not sure. I think that's just how this looks. It does look pretty dark. You are right. I don't think so. It could be cool, but it would cause a bunch of issues. I do think what would be cool, making it maybe a bit darker and then also adding some lights to it. Oh, those are the new Oh, those look really cool. I love how the new pumpkins look. I think I understand now. It's like helpers for the killer. I mean, I don't see them on the map, and the killer released a few. Is it? I don't know. It could just be like maybe gives you like a status effect boost, like could give you blood points, could give you haste. I don't know.
Where have the gamers gone?
Star because they're playing on Ultra. I mean, I play on Ultra too, though. To be fair, and it's not like this dark. It is. Holy that is way darker than the game is. I guarantee you. I play on Ultra and it's not like that. It is so dark though.
I have not agreed to be
Can't see shit.
I think you have.
Hell.
Trick or treat. Oh no. Thought I could take the window.
Don't know if this is going to be like the end of the stream or if there's going to be stuff after this. Either way, it's really cool to see some stuff of like the event early.
Pumpkins, or am I just bad at finding them?
No, what are you talking about? Pumpkins? Where?
I definitely did.
Yeah, you sound very innocent right now. Yes, you sound so
Yeah, my
innocent.
bar's not completely full or anything. No, I was just touching gens. That's all I was doing.
Of course, yes. Pumpkins. I don't even know what a pumpkin is. What are you talking about?
Thank you for the heals.
I have no idea how he did not see us, but you know what? We take
I know.
those W.
I will take
I did not get enough sleep. I am a bit tired.
Hi, Lexi.
Hi.
Thank you for the light show. I enjoyed that.
Oh, the portal's open. You want to go?
Ghosties!
By the way, I don't think I said this, but Tofu is based for playing Oni. That's it. Just wanted to pay attention. I want to pay attention to this again. Does he get like a haste from... Oh, and they're all in there now. Low energy transfer. Oh, that's a bunch of... Oh, you can use the... That does give haste, I think. Yeah, it does. It does give haste and like undetectable and stuff. That's cool. And you like transfer. Okay, so the points actually have like a use now. Apart from just filling up the bar and getting blood points at the end. That's a really creative way to like actually have a use for those points. I really like that. That's cool. Gonna have to see that for myself to see like how effective it really is. Like haste can be really good, or it can just be insignificant. Depends on how much they give. Don't want to give too much to make it OP, but just like 1%, it won't matter, obviously. Oh, there's like floats you when you run by? No, no. Never mind, don't get to see.
Oh. Bonk for bonk?
Yep.
No, 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 no. Get the no, no, get out of here. No, 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 no. I heard the pitter patter. I heard the pitter patter of your footsteps. No, 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 no.
I did the stream.
No, 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 no.
Hello? Okay, I think we're.
Oh my god.
Oh, my phone's fucked again. I think Candyman would be the most boring compared to the others. That is fair. I do think out of like the 4 I have, in my opinion, most likely, like Candyman, Pennywise, Springtrap, and Predator, I would be least excited at Candyman, but he is still cool. And at the very least, even if you don't like Candyman that much, and I don't like him all that much either, him being in the game means that it just makes everyone else a bit more likely to come in. Predator next chapter, it is absolutely the most likely case scenario. Because even though they might want to surprise us and wait a bit before doing him again, he is pretty much, or doing him again, just doing him after Alien, he is still, like, the only confirmed pick, right? Like, he is. He is the only confirmed killer that we know we're going to get. The rest, we know, like, Behavior might want, but we don't know what the license holders want. But with this, we know pretty much for a fact we're getting Predator. But I do honestly hope that that Chapter 30 isn't Predator, solely because I really like Predator. Him being in the game would make me very excited. But if we get, like, someone else, like, say, for example, we get Pennywise, not only is this, for him specifically, Pennywise is the last chance, most likely, to get into the game. But on top of that, that would mean we get Alien and Pennywise back-to-back, and then just from those 2 chapters as well, Predator pretty much confirmed. That would be pretty much 3 huge licenses done in, like, the span of 3 months. So that would be really cool. That's why I don't want Predator this time. I really want him in the game, and I'll be excited regardless, but I would prefer someone like Pennywise, Springtrap, or honestly even Candyman to come. Just a new character on top of knowing we're getting Predator in the future.
I keep doubting you when the portal's open. I don't know how this happening.
I get another sip of coffee. This game almost seems over. 1 gen left. So I don't know if they're gonna do anything after this, but
We gotta stop him. We gotta stop him.
No, 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 no. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Into the void.
last year's Halloween lobby looked very similar to Stranger Things Upside Down Vecna's version. It does kind of look like that. I will agree, like, all the colors and stuff. But one thing I do kind of want to bring up is how I think it's important to note that it may not be as much as, like, Dead by Daylight's events look like Stranger Things, as much as Stranger Things, like, setting and stuff looks just kind of Halloween-esque. And that's what Dead by Daylight's going for. I do think it's a possibility that they're teasing Stranger Things with all of this. But I really don't think so, honestly. I really think that they really are struggling to try and get, like, Netflix to cooperate. But, I don't know. They could just be saying that to catch us off guard. They really could. It would have the kids grown up if they had. I mean, they wouldn't have to, though, is the thing. Because they are good Survivor picks, don't get me wrong. But it's not like an Alien chapter without Ellen Ripley. Like, Ellen Ripley is obviously, you need that with an Alien chapter, right? But we don't need any of the kids with a Pennywise chapter, I would argue. Like, they are good characters, a lot of people know them, but no one really cares about them enough that I think Behavior would prioritize absolutely getting them into the game. Like, they probably would want to, if they had the choice. But they would take Pennywise over nothing. They absolutely would. And just to be able to work more on survivors for other chapters, like Ellen Ripley in the Alien chapter, and I'm pretty sure Chapter 31 is going to be original. So they could skip out on that and just do Pennywise. He's the only real iconic character from that franchise. Like, just Pennywise himself. And again, even though there are good Survivor picks, there's no, like, great ones, like Ellen Ripley and Alien. Best point was new Stranger Things map from last year. Yeah, that I remember that, and I'm very surprised that didn't actually end up being, like, true. Like, we haven't seen Stranger Things Return yet. and they predicted, or they genuinely leaked and believed that we'd be getting Stranger Things Return, like, in December of last year. And obviously, it's been almost a year, and that hasn't happened. So I am curious if maybe the map that they were just making, it was very much a prototype. So I'm curious if either they were working on that before the license fell through, and it only recently, like, came to light, or if they were just working on that just in case, because it was very, like, kind of haphazardly thrown together. Or maybe it got leaked even, and then Netflix that could actually be, that could be the deal they had signed, and then Netflix backed out because the map got leaked. That actually is possible. It would be very unfortunate if the leaks stopped fucking Stranger Things Part 2 from happening. That would be upsetting. There's a lot of streaming going on. I am not paying attention. I'm going to be completely honest. I saw the stuff for the event. I have stopped paying attention. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything else.
A little. I thought, you know, we all were friends.
Please have that hard. Please have that hard. Please have that hard.
Don't worry, I have that one perk.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's hitting! Oh my god, no!
Damn, I just realized 2 people died in this match. I'm not paying attention at all. So they're... Okay, game's about to end, I think. I wonder if they're gonna do another after this. Kinda hope not, because I do want the stream to end. A couple months later, even more Stranger Things related teasers. Infinite early healing. I mean, those could have been teasers, and again, the license could have fallen, or the deal, sorry, could have fallen through. I don't know, it could have all just been, like, mistakes on Behavior's part, and the map, like I said, could have just been them working on it just in case, because, again, it was very haphazardly thrown together. But I don't know, now that I actually think about it, though, Stranger Things being the deal that fell through actually makes a lot of sense. They signed the deal for it, but they couldn't come to an agreement, and it's not in the game yet. My only issue with that, though, is I don't think that Stranger Things would be Chapter 30. 31, I'm pretty sure, is an original. The soonest... Okay. So there might be stuff after this. Yeah, as I was saying, the earliest we could see Stranger Things, in my opinion, is the 8th anniversary. Because 30 has just way better picks. It's not that likely at all, in my opinion. 31 is most likely an original. But I mean, the return of the first chapter could genuinely happen at any point. It could happen at any point.
You can find me on YouTube under The King, or you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheKing.
Let me read that message. Dave Richard first said that they're excited to feel first sci-fi chapter, and later he changed his words to the first original.
I'm all over the place. That was...
I mean, just because they said first original sci-fi doesn't mean that they're, like, gonna be doing Stranger Things again. That just basically said they're acknowledging it. Which, I mean, they do kind of have to acknowledge it, at least, if nothing else. I mean, it did happen. Everyone knows it happened.
It was super fun. I think we all had a really good time, and we're gonna be cutting it back to the host.
I don't remember that many Easter eggs in Garden of Joy for Stranger Things.
Hello, everyone.
Ooh, Matthew Cote.
Haunted by Daylight Tabletop RPG one-shot. This is an absolutely amazing event.
Oh, this is the board game.
Part of this. Today, I am honored to have our observer here for the day, CB.
So I don't.
Joining us.
I mean, there could be something after this. I honestly don't think so. I'm still probably gonna watch just to be sure. Demo perks got buffed a couple months later. Some Tower Power. I mean, that could be a tease that they're doing something, but at the same time, all of that stuff is in Behavior's hands. They don't need Netflix to be able to do that. And even though people can't buy Demo anymore, obviously a lot of people have him and his perks. And his perks especially are just universal perks now, so I don't think changes to that mean anything. And to Demogorgon, just some minor changes since the release of Xenomorph. I don't think that's much of a tease at all. That's just some little things they wanted to change about a killer that's already in the game that they can change as long as they don't do anything new. Just little tweaks, because that is in their hands.
What about you? Oh my gosh. Hi, Frisk, David Stan. Oh my goodness. But hey, what is going on, everybody? I am Frisk.
I think I've said this before, but if anyone watching wants to send a message in the chat, there's not much going on right now. I can actually read and thoroughly respond to each. I'm going to half pay attention to the board game because I am kind of interested in it, but I'm not going to be paying that much attention.
That's why I'm all get up. I'm all it's hard out here for girl. And lastly,
letting us know that Xeno is not supposed to be. I mean, I'm not sure even if they were working on another Stranger Things chapter or it returning, that they'd want like a replacement though. Like even if they aren't doing that, I don't think they'd replace it because they explicitly said that they don't want like any characters removed or replaced in a sense in an interview, I think, with the King, maybe someone else.
Hi everyone, I am the Lady.
I don't know, like, I'm not trying to bring down your points necessarily. I just don't think Stranger Things is that likely, at least for like soon. As I said, I think if they do a part 2, soonest it could happen is the 8th anniversary. I love Matthew Cote, but I don't know. I really want a part 2 of Stranger Things to happen, but I'm just very skeptical.
It's a stretch. It's a stretch. It's make-believe. Which brings me to a good point.
I mean, just because we get a new killer that's similar to Demo, though, like we got Xeno, and he's relatively similar to Demo, doesn't mean it's like a replacement. Like, we've gotten... There are only so many ideas for killers that Behavior can come up with, I think, so they have to kind of mix and match some powers almost. I think that's what they've gotten to at this point. I mean, we have a bunch of range killers. Like, we have Trickster and Huntress. Just because they both throw shit doesn't mean they're the same killer. I mean, Huntress is fun. Trickster isn't. Matthew Cote loves Stranger Things, so he would never repurpose any Stranger Things content as something original. I do agree, but at the same time, I mean, even if Matthew Cote really likes Stranger Things, like that doesn't mean much, because we still need Netflix. We know, obviously, Behavior would probably do a second Stranger Things chapter if they had the chance, but looks like a cool board game, I guess. Versus Wesker and now Xeno. I would even argue that Wesker isn't as much. He just kind of has like the lunge almost like ability. But apart from that, not really that similar at all. I don't know, like, I get what you're trying to say. I don't think either of them are replacements or kind of ways to take Demo's power, mix and match them. But I wouldn't say they're replacements. I don't really think any of that means anything for Stranger Things. He saw his Steve t-shirt and he was reading. I mean, again, like I said, that is just Matthew Cote being a fan of Stranger Things, and that doesn't change anything. Like, just because Matthew Cote likes Stranger Things and Behavior wants it in the game, doesn't mean Netflix does. I mean, Netflix is Netflix. They make shitty decisions. They're kind of a shitty company. So, I don't know. Again, I really want Stranger Things Part 2. And I really want the original Chapter to return, because there's some Steve cosmetics I want to yoink. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm hopeful, just skeptical. Hey, Medic Mouth, how are you? Are you going to play the board game? I mean, it depends. I'm not sure if I'd have anyone to play it with. And it also depends how expensive it is, how fun it looks. I don't play board games that much, but they are fun when I do play them. Yeah, I'm not really paying attention to this board game stuff. I'm just waiting to see if there's anything else. Kind of doing my review now. So if there's nothing else, like after the board game stuff, I will probably just end the stream there. Because I haven't eaten yet, I'm a bit hungry. And my voice is starting to hurt a little bit. I could use some rest for my voice. And I also might even stream tomorrow, too. I don't know. Don't want to wear myself out today. We're going to play. They're playing soon. They're really kind of delaying it, but yeah, they're gonna do like a test run of a prototype of the board game. I believe is what the section is. We just had some Fog Whisperers playing the actual event. We saw like the void and stuff. Looks really cool, but now we're doing the board game, and that was the last like on the roadmap they had at the beginning. But they might still have a little like tease at the end because how many people watching now? Okay, only 2.6K. I'm not sure if they would. It probably won't be the chapter reveal, especially at this point. But there might be still something interesting at the end. Either way, it was a good stream.
That would be 10.
That's a 10. That's great. It's true. You are looking around and you do understand that there are friends.
I can do this.
Even if you know.
Seems like D&D from what I'm hearing. Is there a fucking like Dungeons and Dragons Dead by Daylight board game? Because he's like acting like a game master almost.
Looking into the flames, just reminiscing on my time.
Yeah, this seems very D&D-esque. That's not what I expected at all. That's interesting.
A canvas, maybe?
On May, Matthew said he wanted to contact Netflix, so everybody thought No Stranger Things at least this year, but it was before birthday stream.
Create something that
I mean, okay, let's take this and analyze it for a second, because I do think you make a good point. But let's say in May, he said he can't contact Netflix, and that's true. But then maybe Netflix sees that, they decide to reassess, and they're, like, in negotiations. It still takes a year for, as they've said multiple times, it takes a year for a chapter from signing. Keep that in mind, from signing to actually being in the game. So that would mean from May, like, from the birthday stream, let's say, that would take a year at least for Stranger Things Part 2 to happen. And then even then, keep in mind that year period is from signing to release. They could take a long time to negotiate with what we've heard of Netflix. On Twitch are 23K viewers. Okay, never mind. There's a bunch then. Damn. So they could do something big. They could. I don't know.
I could always hide behind a keyboard, mouse, and
I don't think they would add Terminator. I mean, he is on the like satisfaction survey though, wasn't he? He was on the last satisfaction survey as the only thing. Like, they know about him, they know people want him in the game, and they have shown that they are looking into him. Or at the very least, they have looked into him, they are thinking about him, they did think about him. I do think it's on the table. I don't think they'd add him for Chapter 30, because even though he may be iconic, I think everyone's expecting and behavior knows everyone wants iconic in the horror sense, not just iconic, period. Like, iconic in a horror sense. And Terminator doesn't really fit that, honestly. Something like Candyman, Pennywise, Predator, even FNAF, I'd argue, would fit that much more. At least June 2024, yeah. With the 8th anniversary, like I said, earliest they could come into the game. But they might make a deal and just re-release Chapter 3. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, like I said, at pretty much any point, they could re-release Chapter 1. There's nothing new they really have to do. They just bring the content back into the game. And then that would pretty much confirm Chapter... We're getting a Part 2 of Stranger Things at some point. Because if they manage to get it back into the game, we know Netflix would want the money, Behavior would want the money. Behavior probably wants it. Behavior knows everyone else wants it. So it just depends on that, really. And they could even, for that reason, delay, like, returning Chapter 1 all the way to, theoretically, let's say, we're getting a Stranger Things Part 2 chapter for the 8th anniversary. They could delay it all the way until then. Because, like I just said, everyone would expect a Part 2 as soon as it's announced it's returning. So they could, in order to surprise us, delay it by, like, a sizable magnitude, so they release both at the same time. Can be released even this year? It can. I will agree with you, it can, but I think the question is just, is it likely? And I would say no. I don't think it's likely, but it definitely can, and like I said, if it ever does come back, it pretty much confirms we are getting a Part 2, which is awesome.
And we enter the forest itself, just on the outskirts of this campfire, where we know those who are unsavory, we'll call them, tend to reside, waiting to be beckoned. And one, hag, Lisa, as she most likely wants to be referred to, is hanging out, ready to prepare for whatever
Interesting.
you are to do. What are you thinking about?
As I'm lurking in the woods, seeing these group of survivors.
I mean, I would prefer to have it in the game as early as possible. I do agree. Like, as soon as they make the deal, I want to have that return. But we don't have to think. We just also have to think about behavior, and especially from a company perspective. It would be more exciting when Part 2 was announced if they delay Part 1. It would be more of a surprise, more of a shock. And it would probably make them more money, more attention just from that shock value. And as a company, that's probably what they would want. But at the same time, that new content in the game as soon as possible would also do really good. And even just the chapter returning would probably bring a lot of eyes. Is everything above a full year of sci-fi chapters? Maybe. Because I do agree, like, they could kind of keep up that trend without making a new sci-fi chapter necessarily, by just re-releasing that if they have the deal with Netflix. It definitely is very interesting to think about. I don't know, really. Like,
Dwight, you alright, man?
Yeah, no, we're fine.
I'm trying to
it's gonna
think.
Be good.
I'm good, but are you?
Matthew Cote's doing great as Dwight.
Yeah, we're fine. We're gonna be good. We can do this.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's just stick.
So
together.
this really does just seem like D&D, Dead by Daylight, which is cool.
I'm not super comfortable with her being here, but
I'm not scared.
hi.
I'm gonna remember you.
People rarely do.
Do, like, the killers play with the survivors in this? That's really interesting.
I need all of you to make a something's wrong check.
Ew.
That is a wits roll.
Yeah, something's wrong. Yeah, it just is. It is Dead by It is D&D. That's crazy.
We're gonna start with Dwight.
About Dracula, because there is a new movie. I mean, I do think they're going to do a vampire chapter eventually. But I do think with kind of killers like that, like, I think even Matthew Cote explicitly stated stuff like a mummy, a werewolf. They want to do their own takes on those characters. And I think a vampire would fit into that category. I honestly don't think they'd ever license a version of a vampire or Dracula, and they just stick to doing their own original vampire. It is a possibility, but especially with them emphasizing how big this chapter is, it probably wouldn't be something like that.
You see the trees listening, echoing that sound, that haunted melody.
But it is definitely a possibility for the future. I just think if they ever do a vampire chapter, it will be original and not licensed.
Fall apart as darkness begins to settle in, and wherever you
Yo, as release date on Chinese New Year, just like the surprise with Ada.
or get even.
Maybe.
But as this darkness
They could do that.
take that breath ready to step into this world. Hag, you typically, most of you, see
How long has this been running out of curiosity?
perhaps strong crimson in the sky,
I'm like 15 minutes.
smoke and wispiness.
That's crazy. And people have left 500. At least on YouTube. Situation of the Night. I love the Knight's cool. I will say that, but I just think his execution could have been much better and was even I'd argue lame. Because I was really looking forward to an original Night Killer. And the idea of his power is super cool. His design, I'm not a huge fan of, but it's okay. But my problem is the execution of how the most effective playstyle is just drop a guard at a loop and the survivor runs away. And you just do that until they're in a corner and you get it down. It's just lame, in my opinion. I really wish they worked on it more, thought about that more, buffed the actual patrolling guard playstyle, and recognized and fixed the whole just shit out of guard at a loop, because it's just not fun for either side, really. Like, you can make interesting plays as Knight, but those are typically just too weak. He just feels a bit underbaked. Like, we've had worse killers by far. Skull Merchant just sucks, but Knight wasn't great either, honestly, I would say. Vampire chapter, some vampire skins for other killers. That would be cool. It would be weird to reveal even a teaser just after 29. Well, I mean, to be fair though, that's what they did though with Alien. But he does have a really good Mori. But back on your other point, they did, I believe, they revealed Alien, I'm pretty sure, a week after the full release of chapter 28.5, that mid-chapter. So, I mean, that the full release of a mid-chapter just does typically mean that we're getting teases soon. It does. So even though it feels a bit weird for that to be cramped, I do get that, but that is just how Behavior does their chapters and stuff. And with that, to kind of like keep it interesting, don't keep much of a break with no new content. I could see an analog horror chapter like Mandela Catalog. Some analog horror in this game would be very cool. I'm not sure if Behavior would want to do that because it's still kind of niche, and it would be kind of an investment on Behavior's part. I'm not sure if they'd be willing to do that. Definitely not for Chapter 30. If they ever did something like that, it would not be Chapter 30 because that's not iconic. Not yet. It does seem cool. That would be really interesting to see at some point, but probably not in the near future. Probably not.
You're used to that one. It's your preferred spot at this point. Would you like me to put you there?
I appreciate you not killing me.
Real life killer? I'm pretty sure they specifically nixed that, didn't they? They specifically said they don't really want to do any, like, real life murders. And that's one reason why some people don't think Slenderman would come, because of the actual murders that happened with the girl. So I don't think they'd ever do that. And I honestly am glad they won't, because that's honestly kind of disrespectful, in my opinion. Like, it is a neat idea, and they obviously have done real-life stuff with Nicolas Cage. But there is obviously a difference between doing a real-life actor and an actual serial killer. Stranger Things might be coming back to DBD, and he made a video about that. That is cool, and I do agree that Stranger Things has a pretty good chance of coming back at some point. I'm just very skeptical, is the thing. As I've said before, I don't think it would happen soon. I don't think they'd reveal it super early, but they definitely could. There are advantages to both revealing it early and delaying it. My main problem is we just haven't had much in the way as far as, like, teases or Stranger Things, in my opinion. There was the Garden of Joy stuff and stuff like that, but a lot of that can honestly be written off as either coincidences, mistakes, stuff like that. And stuff like Predator, I mean, just anything else, there's a bunch of stuff going for it. Stranger Things, it can just happen at any point, really. Like, the return of Part 1 can happen at literally any point. But I think some points are more likely than others.
The key means in this game that whenever
Well,
you want
next
to
few
get
I mean,
over
we don't know that.
like you can cash in your key.
That's the thing, we don't. Like, I would love that, but we don't know. It has already been out of the game for a very long time. There's been a bunch of theories and even leaks that would come in at certain points, and it's been more than a year since then in some cases. It really just is up to chance, in my opinion.
Why is there? Are those veins? You're kind of used to that, maybe. But nothing really out of the ordinary. Not immediately.
Do you think we would get an aquatic killer? That I would really like that. And on that note, even if it was just like a body of water you couldn't really get into or on the edge of the map, I really hope we get water in the game at some point. Like a lake you can look on at or some kind of aquatic killer. That would be very cool. DBD leaks never lies. I mean, they did though. Like, they never lie on purpose, but they have been wrong. Like, they said Bubba was leaving, and he didn't. They said Stranger Things was returning. That didn't. They said that we were getting I believe it was a For Honor chapter that turned out to be an original night. And a lot of that could boil down to them being right, but behavior changing things to avoid leaks. Or because it was leaked. But they have been wrong. They have been wrong. Have you seen Kane Pixels The Oldest View? I have not. I might check it out. I'm not that interested in analog horror, but I do want to get into it more. I might check that out. What about Pearl? What do you mean, Pearl? Like, could you specify?
Ma'am?
Something might get pushed back for... Yeah. I mean, they could do stuff like that.
It feels like
And stuff probably got pushed back before. But...
what should we call you?
I don't know. Like I said before, again, Stranger Things can happen at any point. But it's not really confirmed. And... there's just nothing really going for it. I'll still wait. I'll be excited when it returns. When and if. Netflix could just be dumb and never does it, but...
Anything else you want to try to look at down here?
I would love to search and study the basement.
Of course, yeah. Give me a search and study check, please.
Yeah.
That is going to be your dice plus your wits. And you're pretty witty.
6, 7, 8.
That's an 8, yes. On an 8.
25 minutes.
2 questions about this. And I have to
I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
on a 7 through 9, you can ask me
It's
one
run this
question
long.
about,
But I haven't really noticed that much.
something in particular you might be looking for, and I have to answer you as truthfully as I can.
Still, why Netflix didn't release only good Stranger Things 16-bit
What do
games.
you want to search and study?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, like I said, Netflix is just dumb. They're probably trying to do, like, from a money perspective. Obviously, they're a company, they need money. They're trying to keep the video game stuff to themselves now, because they did make that whole, like, thing with their making video games and shit. So that's probably, not even probably, I can guarantee you that is the reason Stranger Things left, is they want to keep all the money from the game to themselves. But the problem is, obviously, and I hope they realize this, that they haven't really made any great games so far. Behavior did a much better job. Everyone's happier. They will still make money, just a bit less. Horror movie called Pearl? I have not heard of it. It could be a possibility. I'll look into it a bit after this, maybe. But I don't know. Definitely not for Chapter 30. I mean, I've never heard that before. So that, I mean, it just wouldn't fit as iconic. I would have probably heard it at least a bit before. Because I've been into horror and potential Dead by Daylight chapters for a very long time. I've never heard of that. Which map would be better? A cruise, pirate ship, an aquarium, a beach resort, or boat docks?
It is very cold. It's a lot different. I think we definitely
A ship would be really cool. It could kind of give, like, you'd have the deck for a huge outdoor area.
Watch out for the trap.
And then you can obviously go in. There's an indoor area too.
Notice something actually, though.
But I also feel like boat docks would be cool. A bunch of like connected, like docks you could go into, and the water surrounding you, and there's invisible walls there that prevent you from going in the water, obviously. So it would act like walls. It would look like a really open map, but it's kind of more of an indoor map in that sense. I think they're not going to show. Yeah, I completely agree at this point, especially that we're not getting Chapter 30's reveal today. But we could. I think it's like maybe a 5% chance, probably even less. But most likely case scenario, I do think we're going to get the teases 2 weeks from now, or closer to a week from now, but not next week, but the week after is what I mean. And then the chapter reveal and PTB either on Halloween or November 1st. Sad that the thing in Haunted by Daylight trailer is not a skin. Me too, honestly. Like, it looks really cool. I'm glad it's still an in-game thing, but I was hoping that would be a skin because it looks very good. And it kind of sucks it's just going to be a limited time, like, an unmoving NPC in the event. The jump scare thing is cool, though. So it is cool. At the very least. I'm glad it at least exists because it still looks cool. You have to look at it. Gets to be in the game. Today's Stranger Things will come back. It might be only licensed to maybe get 2 licensed maps. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll touch it.
They probably would do another map.
Yeah,
but that they might do another like part 2 before that point though. Is a thing that has another map. But you would be right. They would probably be the first chapter, first license to have 2 maps because even though RPD has 2 variations, it's still RPD. I have enough time to put all of those in the background and start playing DBD because I'm too bored by watching it. Honestly, fair enough. This is getting a bit boring, but I am watching it for science. And I'm watching it for scientific purposes. And also just reading chat and responding to it. Have fun on Dead by Daylight, though, sir. It was nice talking to you. Sonic the coolest.
You're going to take one harm.
I don't got
this
this.
entity, this mess we want to call
We're running 30 minutes at this point, this board game section. There's probably not even going to be like a tease or anything at this point. I'm not expecting it. Because I probably wouldn't expect, rightfully so, this, like, a lot of people to stick around. They've lost so many viewers. Will be teased on... Yeah, I agree completely. I think they'll start teasers on the 24th, maybe even the 23rd, the Monday of that week. But I'd say 24th, week before Halloween, most likely. Thank you. I'm glad I could interact with you. Me too. It was nice, even though I do kind of disagree with you that it's that likely. But I was just, I enjoy debating about it. I really do enjoy just debating about Dead by Daylight, what could come in, what couldn't. And even still, I've said this several times before, I really want Stranger Things to come in again. But I'm just going to be skeptical, because I don't trust Netflix. I really don't. Are y'all dumb? This is just a Halloween event. I mean, as I said, I don't think that they're going to reveal it, but it is a possibility they could. Like, is it likely? No, not at all. But, I mean, it could. And especially now that they're at the board game section, I can guarantee you pretty, like, confidently it won't. But anything could happen, really. But having not known anything about the stream before it started, I do think that them revealing it was a decent possibility. But obviously it hasn't happened yet, but I guess so bored of this part I came to your stream. It's not, it isn't that engaging. It's cool, but this is very drawn out. God damn. Probably just make that board game part so we could sit there and get all 3 of these cosmetics today.
Oh, we just say hi to him now?
Oh, we're both killers.
Yeah.
We kind of know each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but just for reiteration, I'm probably going to end the stream, like, right after this stream ends. Because, unless there's any, like, tease or anything like that I can review and analyze, but if this is the last part of the stream, then I would send it, because I've had a lot of time with this section to kind of go over what we just saw.
That's why we asked.
Because I have that board game, and this takes... Oh, did they already release the Dead by Daylight board game? Did it? So if it runs an hour and a half, I might just end the stream now because I'm not watching this shit. I'm sorry. It's cool. I like board games, but all due respect, I'm not gonna watch someone play a board game. Even if it's Matthew Cote. For maps, they can add more interactable things like nitrogen. That would be really cool. I hope they add new like interactables to maps. And I do agree. The Alien chapter in general, like the map especially, Nostromo, was very good. Especially compared to like some of the past maps we got, like the fucking mess that is Toba Landing. Cluttered ass map. It looks beautiful, but the map sucks to play on. Nostromo was really good. Even just from a balance standpoint, but all the interactables and stuff were very cool. Probably favorite map that we've gotten in years, at least. Not that I have steep competition, though.
9. That's
Garden of Joy sucks. RBD sucks.
Well, you will be able to ask a question as well, but something of note, just like
I'm trying to think what else
your
has there been.
newfound friend, the hag,
Like recently.
he's not immediately attacking you, which is weird in itself. You
I
have
don't know.
never seen this
But yeah,
person
those two maps
not
just sucked.
running to you like a chicken with his head cut off. So the fact that he's having a combat
That was teased. Oh yeah, Naughty Bear, 100% for me. I played Naughty Bear like years ago. I was probably too young for it, honestly, but I played it. I enjoyed it. I love Naughty Bear. I was so excited when they announced a new skin. It sucks that it is for Trapper, though. I will just say flat out, because I'm not a huge fan of Trapper. But Naughty Bear is so cool. I will try and learn Trapper just to play Naughty Bear. It's cool, but it takes time. Okay.
It certainly feels real.
Eerie of Crows sucks. Yeah, it's like Eerie of Crows looks very good. I love the style, but on release it was a mess. They made it a bit better, but they just have been on a streak of shitty maps for years. I'm glad Nostromo kind of broke that up at least a little bit. People are comparing Stranger Things Lost to Attack on Titan. Yeah, it's not that similar. Like it wasn't the same deal. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It is still similar. They're not the same, because one's a cosmetic, one's a chapter. But I am interested on like what both deals specifically were. I think Attack on Titan left exactly like a year after, so it was just a year-long deal, and they didn't want to renew it. And that's why it left. Stranger Things, I think they actually like pulled out or something. I'm not entirely sure. One weird interactable map idea would be cool for maps in a fire alarm that reduces the time to... That could be cool, but I'm not sure how they'd balance that out. Like, there'd have to be some sort of penalty, or it'd have to be really out of the way or hard to get, but that would be cool. They would just have to balance it out.
The sense of possibility of leaving this realm does not reside in your ability to...
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just switch over to the screen for a second. I wanna try and look something up real quick. Board game. Dead by Daylight, the board game. I mean that's a pre-order. So it's not out? And this looks different. Wait, is this a different one? So confused. Everything looks different. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. So can I buy this? Is this available? Buy a copy, eBay to listings. Okay, official links, level 99. But to the board game. Pre-order. Yeah, it's just pre-order. And it looks different. That's so weird. If you wanted to keep Stranger Things, Attack on Titans was different. Wanted it was a time deal. Yeah. Yeah, Behavior definitely wanted to keep Stranger Things. That was all Netflix. but they could have just, like, Attack on Titan might have been just them not wanting it in the game that long. I mean, it would make them more money making it a limited cosmetic, obviously.
But since
It kind of sucks just removing content because it would make them more money, but that is possible.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
But that is not for me to say. I am stuck here just like you.
Yeah, I think
I must find my own energy. And if you all
I don't mean to end the stream before this one ends, but here, let me just switch back over. I mean, many people have left. I'm not the only one who's gotten bored. This has run way too long, and I don't care that much. I do think I'm gonna end the stream. My voice is starting to hurt, and I'm way too. I don't really care about this, to be blunt. Like, it's cool, but let me read some last chat messages, and then I'm probably gonna end this off. Importantly, if you will check behaviors post on Stranger Things Attack on Titan, so different. Describe this last chance still as final chance. Maybe. Haven't even started. Can't blame me. Yeah, me too. It was a good stream, but at the same time,
through their smile,
this has run on so long. They didn't give us much, but I'm still glad, you know, I streamed it, reacted to it, all that good stuff. Here, I'm just gonna close this, honestly. Even though it says stream starting soon, that means stream ending soon. I'm gonna pop on the music for a second. I did enjoy just being here with you all and talking about the new event, new chapter, stuff like that. I'm gonna try and stream more in the future, do more videos in the near future. I already know what I want my next video to be. It's just a matter of getting out and working on it. Thought of a penalty. Have multiple levers around the map. Each one reduces 0.5 seconds, but it takes 3 seconds to use. Maybe. They could do that. Who described it last? Can apply as something was ending. It's the only time. They're kind of interchangeable in my opinion, though. I don't really think that's much. Like, maybe. I really don't know. Alright, I streamed for longer than I wanted to, and also expected to, I should say. Again, thank you all for coming. It was very fun to try and get more videos out, stream more often, because I do like streaming. But I'm so bored of the board game. How funny. Goodbye to all of you. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one.